What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who support me, DS1 Ross, and this platform, SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. It's very much appreciated. Shout out to all y'all. Much love. Back with another one tonight, y'all. That instrumental y'all just heard me playing was by Nippsey Hussle, Grinding on My Life. And I felt like that song basically fit with this stream. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Make sure you smash that like button, share the show for me, please. It'd be very much appreciated. If you appreciate my content, please don't hesitate to donate. Much love. And tonight, as y'all can see, men cannot afford to be careless. And y'all see I threw Nipsey Hussle in the title. I started to show out with a Nipsey Hussle instrumental is because he said this in one of his songs, that men cannot afford to be careless. And he specifically said, men cannot afford to be fair. Men cannot afford to be careless. Women and children can. Let me repeat that. He said, men cannot afford to be careless. Women and children can. So we're going to get into that tonight. We're going to get into that tonight. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what you do, black man. It's all about what you do at the end of the day. It's all about your decisions. It's all about your decisions. Your choices is the choices that really matter. That's why most of the times in a relationship or in a family dynamic, the father usually has the last say because his say is usually law. You see? And with that, just with that little tidbit right there, it just proves that men cannot afford to be careless. But I hear a lot of black men on YouTube making excuses for being careless or trying to justify why they shouldn't be held responsible for being careless or trying to hold women up to the same standard as men. Yeah, men and women do the same shit, but the effect of what men and women do is different. That's what we got to understand. Yeah, men and women do the same shit, but the magnitude of it and the effect of it is different on both sides. You see, because when a man is careless, he creates what we call today the renegade or the strag. You see? See, if we are going to say that it's the man that's gonna be out in the forefront, then we have to hold men accountable at the end of the day. That's why I did the stream, Mama's a strag, but Daddy is a bozo. Because see, we could go in on strags and we could go in on them renegades all day. We can do that. But somewhere down the line, there was a bozo ass dude. Somewhere in there, there was a man who was careless, who didn't care enough, who didn't give a fuck. And that man not giving a fuck, a lot of shit transpired behind that. This is why I don't play the blame game with men and women. I hold men accountable on this channel just like I hold women accountable. And everyone who support this platform know that. They know DS1 is not sexist. They know that. DS1 don't hate women. They know that. At the end of the day, I'm about mending the relationship between black men and women. So we gonna call bullshit on both sides. And if you just don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to tune in. But I know you're gonna tune in because you want to hear real shit. You see? Men cannot afford to be careless. And why is that? Because when a man is careless, he's basically showing that he's not fit to lead. He's not able to lead. You see? Because see, when you're an effective leader, you set things up to where at the end of the day, we're a team, but I'm the coach. Let me repeat that. If you're an effective leader, you set things up to where you let everyone know that we are a team, but you're the coach. Meaning we all have a role to play, but I am the one who give out the direction in where and what we do, how it's going to get done. So with that big of responsibility, men are not allowed to be careless. You see, we can't afford to be careless with that level of authority. See, you can't want to lead, but you don't understand that You're responsible for everyone. See, when a person is careless, they lack responsibility. They lack accountability. So you can't lead if you don't understand that you're responsible for everyone. If the team loses, you have to go back to the drawing board and see in what areas you were careless in. And shout out to my brother Rob. I don't know if he in the chat because I'm not looking at the chat, but he's a coach. So I know he understands that. When a team loses, you go back and see what you've done wrong, what you didn't pay attention to. Because it could have been something that you weren't prepared for. You didn't prepare your team for. Some things you may overlook. Some things you may second guess. Now, those things are not, those things are not being careless. Those things happen. But the point that I'm making is when you're a man in a situation, in any situation, you got to be thorough. You got to be thorough, especially when you have a family and you dealing with a woman. You really got to be on point with shit. Always aware, always 5 steps ahead. You got to be steps ahead of your woman in your mind. You don't let your woman know what every step you about to make and what everything that's going on in your head. Because that's not how coaches operate. Coaches just bring the game plan and say, this is what we gonna do. But all of the formulating and all of the strategizing goes on in your head. You see? And most women know that they're careless with a lot of shit. They're careless with things. And they can afford to be. You know why? Because if there's men around, men are gonna make sure shit is corrected and shit is in order. That's why women and children can afford to be careless. Because when men are around, we're gonna make sure things get back in order or things stay in order. But us, whether we have a family or not, we can't afford to be careless. It's a different journey for men, ladies. We're not the same in no way, shape, or form. It said we have a different plight. The way we interpret life is different. You see? This is why we can't afford to be careless. Because when we're careless, we cause a lot of catastrophe in our life. And you know what tends to happen when men are careless? See, sometimes when we fuck up, it takes years to fix that shit for men. Years. Some guys that had kids by the wrong women, it takes them years to fix that shit. For them to actually get to a place with their baby mama where they ain't arguing, where she ain't playing around with the children and shit like that. It takes years for that. That shit usually stops once the children grow up. Y'all ain't arguing no more because y'all child 12 years old now. You see? That's what usually happens to men when we're careless. That's what usually happens. Because look how much shit happens just by men being careless with their dicks. You end up having a baby by the wrong female. Now you going through a bunch of bullshit with her, which leads to child support in some states, which leads to your driver's license being revoked because you can't pay child support. In some states, you go to jail. Look how much shit transpired from you being careless. Look how much shit transpired from that. Because you wasn't thorough in your observation. Because you didn't want to wait. You just couldn't wait. And look what happens. And then once men go through all that shit, that takes them down a rabbit hole even deeper. This is how the incels are created. Now you got a bunch of men hating women because of their careless mistakes. You see? And a lot of times when I be talking to my homegirls, I tell them the same shit. You don't be mad at dude because he ain't shit. He wasn't shit before you met him. But see, when that happens to women, a lot of times women can bounce back. They can bounce back much quicker than a man. You know, they could just go and just go have a bunch of fanboys. They ain't even gotta go get another man. They could just go on social media and post pictures and get male attention. And a lot of times, you know, women get over a nigga after they get attention from other niggas after a while. They get over you. You know, they go find them a better job. They start making more money where they could look better and get another nigga. You know, or they could just go and, you know, talk to a dude and make them their friend. And, you know, now she could go out and just chill and have this dude just pay for her and go have fun. It's harder for guys to bounce back from shit like that. It's harder for us to bounce back. You know, you get in a relationship with a woman, you have kids, you know, and then you become the sacrificial lamb and stop caring about yourself. Let yourself get away. You forget about how you look. You forget about your gear. You forget about pouring into yourself. You become careless of yourself. This happens to a lot of us men, especially when we get in relationships and we in relationships for a long time and children are involved. Because stand-up men don't mind being selfless. We don't mind sacrificing. Remember, that goes back to being a coach. That goes back to being a leader. You sacrifice your own personal wants and your own desires and shit like that. You put that shit on the back burner because you got a team to lead. But see, sometimes even within that, we can become careless and we fall off. And we can't afford to do that because then guess what? That same family is still dependent on you. So you may have slipped and fell into a rut in your life, but the same rut you fell in for your family, you're gonna have to get up out of that shit for them and for you. But you're gonna have to get up out of that shit for you first. Because without you, there is no team. Understand that. There is no team without a coach. You can always go get some players, but that right coach got to fit that team. Those players got to be able to know how to play for that coach. The coach don't work. The coach don't play for the team. The players play for the coach because the coach got the blueprint to win. So yeah, you may have been careless and you gave up on yourself for a while. But guess what? They still depending on you. So can you afford to stay down for that long? Can you afford to not care that long? We can't afford to be careless. Women and children can. You see? Even most single mothers. Because I hear a lot of guys talk about that shit too. A lot of women who made those mistakes when they were younger and were single mothers, they bounce back. How many niggas out here stepfathers? How many niggas is stepfathers out here? How many? Now, ask me how many stepmothers do you have? How many women is willingly taking in children? Willingly and taking them and raising them? Which is more common? Stepdaddies or stepmommies? Because usually when a stepmom comes in, the father's married to the woman. Stepdaddies exist from a man coming into a woman's life and caring about her. And they start out with just being together as man and woman. And then he ends up falling in love with the children and then taking on those children as his. Not too many women do that. You know why? Because they don't have to. Not saying that men don't have to, but men and women don't think the same. You see? Men think different from women. Women don't think in the terms of sacrificing for the team. A woman will sacrifice for herself. Herself meaning her and her kids. But a man sacrifices for it all, for everyone. You see? So a lot of times women bounce back much quicker from being careless. You look good. You a decent woman. You could find a dude out here that'll be a stepdad. How many men out here do you hear even saying they looking for a stepmother? There's single mothers who are out here telling men, nigga, you gotta take the package deal. How many men out here is telling women that? Well, if you gonna deal with me, you gotta deal with my 4 daughters. You don't hear men telling women that because men don't think in those terms. Not thinking like that. We not looking for no woman to come in and take on a family. Women do. Women do because women are always trying to. They're always trying to. They're always trying to basically fix or try to right their wrongs without ever admitting that they were wrong or careless. So that's why they'll go find another nigga to be a stepdad. But they'll never admit to the guy who's playing stepdad that they played a role in them becoming single mothers. It's rare that you hear women speak raw like that and tell a guy the truth. Yo, I was careless. I fucked up when I was young. I was running around, and this is what happened. You know what most women say? Well, he got to accept me and my kids. You see? She can afford to be careless. She can afford to go and just do whatever because she can always go get housing. She can always go get food. She can always go get clothing. Men can do the same thing. Not saying men can't, because I know men could do it too. But it's a different struggle for men. It's not as easy for men than it is women. You see? This is why a woman could feel comfortable with having 5 kids and she's under 30 as long as she got a crib to go to and a couple of her kids get some social security checks where she could buy clothes and shit. She feel like she ain't do nothing wrong. She felt like she done righted her wrongs, and then she could go get a nigga to come up in there and lay up with her and not feel no kind of way about her kids. That's a win for most women. But how many men could do that? How many men have done it and been successful? It's a small percentage. Most women out here ain't taking in niggas' kids. That shit is separate. Women will draw the line. They'll draw the line. They'll meet your kids and all of that shit, but they not gonna do what men are out here doing. They not gonna go to work and support your kids, nigga. She may buy him a little Christmas gift, little birthday gift. Hi, speak to him. Be cordial. But will she ever look at your kids as hers when y'all not married? No, because women want security. So she gonna need some reinsurance from you if she take on your kids. But niggas don't do that. See? Men, we can't afford to be careless because we pay the dearest. Trust and believe. We pay. We pay. We pay. We pay the harshest of consequences all the time. We see it every day. We hear about it. There's plenty of dudes right here on YouTube that's crying about women because of the mistakes they've made. Nigga, you was careless. Don't hate women now because you were careless. You were careless. You didn't pay attention to details. Certain shit you decided to ignore. You thought it wasn't that serious. Now you're paying for it. This is what happens when men are careless. They pay, and they pay dearly. Super stressed out. That's why you got a lot of young black men addicted to cigarettes, addicted to marijuana, addicted to pills, because they can't live with the fact that they created a situation for themselves and they feel like they can't get out of it. You see what I'm saying? We got to understand that. Certain things, man, we really as men, we really have to see this is a reason why I'm glad I was raised a certain way. I was brought up a certain way. And not to say that because I was raised a certain way, like I get it or like I'm perfect at this shit. No, I'm not. You're not going to be perfect at this shit. Nobody's going to master relationships because, like I always say, a relationship is the art of relating. So it's not about being perfect, but you have to understand the consequences of you being careless, man. You got to understand the magnitude of it. So you make less and less mistakes. It's like in basketball or in sports, a turnover. You can lose the goddamn game off of making a bunch of damn mistakes. Shit you wasn't paying attention to. You ain't know your foot was on the line. So you out of bounds. You didn't know you went back court. Just not paying attention. You dribbling the ball so goddamn much you don't know you got a shot clock violation. being careless, not paying attention. And those things at certain times, like right now in the NBA in the playoffs, those little mistakes can cost you the game. Missing a free throw when it's crunch time, you can lose the game because your head not in the game. Being careless. Not saying you gonna make the goddamn shot all the time, but I'm making a point that those things cost you not being prepared. They cost you dearly, men. See, because it costs us on multiple levels. It may cost financially, but the main thing that it costs is goddamn mentally and emotionally. That's where it really affects us. And when it affects us in that realm, it automatically fuck with our finances. When you stuck in that stage of trying to figure out why is this shit going on? Damn, why? Why is this happening to me? It's because you was careless. It's because you was thinking with your dick and not with your brain. It's because you don't have vision. You a nearsighted nigga. You only see shit from close up. You see? And when you have that kind of sight, it's easy to be careless. That's when you only just look at a woman as a one night stand. You trying to fuck tonight, nigga. You drunk, you high off pills, all that. So you ain't even wear no condom, man. You bust all up in her. Then she call you, oh, I'm pregnant. What's the first thing most of you sap niggas say? I ain't mine. Who you was fucking with before me? Careless. And you know you was careless. You knew you was high off them pills. You knew you done drunk the half a bottle of Henny, smoked about 25 L's, and you gonna run up in shorty. Now it's what? Don't you got a man? Nah, nigga. No. You about to pay for being careless. You about to pay, homie. You about to pay for that. You gonna pay, nigga. You gonna pay. And you gonna pay with your feelings. You gonna pay with your goddamn emotions, all that shit. You gonna pay. And you gonna pay with your money. Oh, and you gonna blame her? That ain't her fault. That's your fault, nigga. You was the one careless. You were the man. Don't you guide your penis inside of her? So that's on you. That ain't on her. You decided to go in the rainforest without a jacket on. It rains in the fucking rainforest. What? What they say? Goddamn what? 8 months out of a year? So you really believe you wasn't gonna get wet, nigga? And this is how careless men think. Oh well, I'm gonna pull out in time. That's how niggas think. Knowing he drunk. How how could you predict you gonna pull out in time and you drunk? How could you fathom that? That's not practical. You gonna pull out a homegirl before you bust and you drunk and high? Really? Not tipsy. You drunk and you talking about you gonna pull out in time. Really, nigga? That's carelessness. And you wonder why you going through what you going through. Cause you a careless nigga. You didn't care enough. See? See, when you care enough, you weigh the situation out. Pros versus the cons. Okay, I'm drunk and high right now, but Shorty want me to bust her down. And I wanna bust her down. But if I go in here raw, what can happen? See, most of you simpleton ass niggas just think you're gonna have a baby. You're not thinking about she's gonna call the cops on you. She might get you beat up. You don't know what, you don't know how wicked this woman is that you about to engage with. And you don't care because you drunk and she wanna fuck. So you don't even care about the repercussions. But then you cry when it's time to deal with them. This is why men cannot afford to be careless. This is why I did 2 shows. Y'all can go and check them out. It's in the archives called Dick Dignity. Men need to learn to have dick dignity. Don't run up in anything because you drunk. Have some dignity, nigga. Have enough dignity. If you feel like you gonna run up in anything and you ain't got nothing specifically that night, go jerk off, nigga. Go jerk off. Care enough to go do that. Then to go lay up with this renegade, fill up her goddamn septic tank, and then wonder why you going through hell for the next 21 years of your life. That's your fault. Fuck what she told you, nigga. You the man. You the leader. You the one who have the final say. Because it's about you. A woman can't get pregnant on her own. This ain't the age of parthenogenesis. That bullshit. So women ain't getting pregnant on their own, nigga. So I'm tired of hearing you niggas talking about what she told you. Nigga, what did you do? Fuck what she told you. What did you decide to do? You decided to go raw knowing you was perked up. Knowing you was perked up, you said, I'ma go raw anyway. I'ma pull out. Shit. And then this is the other thing these careless niggas say. Damn, son. He'll tell homegirl, damn, my bad, I ain't mean to come in you. But you not gonna get pregnant because I busted the last girl and she didn't get pregnant. This is the silly shit you niggas need to stop saying out your mouth. Because men don't talk like that. That's not manly. That's boy talk. That's boy toy talk. You's a little boy. That's boy talk. Remember, remember, men can't afford to be careless. Only women and children. Now, you should not be a grown ass man out here doing shit as if you were a child. Okay? This is why when you have a child and they begin to grow up, you teach them that there's consequences for their actions. And that the older they get, the consequence becomes more severe. This is what we teach our kids, right? Then why the fuck we got grown people out here acting like kids? Who got kids? Especially the men. We can't afford to be careless like that no more. We can't afford it. We can't afford to let ourselves go. And then get mad when your woman don't find you sexually attractive no more. You let yourself go. You became careless. You can't afford to be careless. See, your woman could let herself go because there's niggas out here who'll still fuck her if she 350 pounds. Hence why there's SSS BBW porn with women who's 400 pounds. So women can afford to be careless. Okay? Because there's niggas out here that's still gonna hit that. But if you let yourself go, you might not be afforded that same chance. You're going to be judged differently. See, most men, most see, most of us, when we judge women, it's from a general aspect. We look at how she look. Is she fuckable? This is why a woman could afford to be careless. Because most niggas just look at women like, is she fuckable? So if you got a little weight on you, but when you bend over, your ass is big, you win. you win. You got 3, 4 kids, but you a freak, and I could come in and just smash and eat the kids' snacks and shit. Hey, niggas don't care. See? So women can afford to be careless, but not men, because men are gonna be judged differently. You're gonna have women that's gonna say, nah, I don't deal with out of shape guys. It's going to be harder. Especially if you want a woman that look a certain way. You're gonna have to look a certain way. It's not like that for women. She could always get a nigga to smash at the end of the day. Because that's how we, for the most part, judge women. Are you fuckable? See, we want to get to know you and know what type of woman you are after we get past the are you fuckable stage. Once we scan you and see that you're fuckable, oh, okay, what's your name? That's how that works for men. Don't work like that with women. Women are much more intricate with shit. You know why? Because they look at detail. They look at detail on a man. I had a woman tell me, why your nails always clean? I said, damn, you looking at my nails? Details. Details. See, men don't pay attention to, we don't pay attention to shit like that till we start to like you. You know, once we start to like you, then we start noticing, oh, you got nice eyebrows. You know, little shit like that. Or I like your hair, you know. Oh, your neck is mad soft. You know, we notice little shit like that later. We notice your ass got hair all on your arms. We ain't noticed that in the beginning. Like, damn, I didn't know you was that hairy, girl. Shit. But we ain't pay attention to that. Cause for the most part, men are careless. But men, look at what happens to us when we are. You so damn thirsty. You so thirsty to try to get your little hot shot of twat. Yeah, I want to come to your house. Let's go to let me chill at your house. Careless nigga. And you don't even know she live in the middle of the goddamn pink houses in Brooklyn. And you gotta walk past 65 niggas. And five of the niggas in front of the building like shorty you going to see. Now it's a problem. Cause you was a careless nigga. You ain't even care where she lived. You just told her to DM you her address, and you gonna pop up. Now your ass is a victim because they robbed your ass. You ain't even get to her house. She knew them niggas was down there, but that's your fault. And you know what most niggas say? Yo, she lined me up. No, she ain't line you up. You was careless, nigga. You was thirsty. Thirsty niggas is careless. That's why it's not good for men to be thirsty. It's not good for you to be thirsty. Because thirsty niggas are careless. And that's how you become a victim. Now you're beat up and robbed. You on your way to the nearest emergency room because you was thirsty and careless. Men can't afford to be careless. We can't. Because let's look at the results of carelessness. Can't afford it, man. We can't. And I think a lot of us are really careless too, and quick to be so careless is because a lot of us men have a problem with loving ourselves. Let me repeat that. A lot of us men have a problem with loving self. See, we be so focused on leading and wanting everybody to realize that we're men and that we're leaders that we forget to love ourselves because we so caught up in everybody loving us. We forget to love ourselves. That's why you got a lot of black men dying at 50, 60 years old. Heart disease, heart attacks. A lot of that shit lead back to stress, unresolved anger. Because a lot of us men were taught to throw ourselves away. Because we were taught that that's how you get validation from women and your children, by not caring about you and only about them. This is why you have a lot of young men today saying they don't want children. Because they understand that type of shit. They don't want to be married. Not because they want to just run and play the field, but because they want to stay indebted to themselves. And it's nothing wrong with that. Because when you're in a relationship or you have a family, you can never be fully invested in yourself. You can't. You can never be fully invested in yourself. You're going to have to take some time out for your family. You're going to have to take some time out for your woman. And that's outside of you working and trying and earning and trying to earn more for you. But you know, the more you earn for you, the more the more that is there in the pot for us. You see? So it's never just about you, the man. You see? We can't be careless. We can't afford to be selfish. Women and children can. You see? And most women are selfish. Most of them are. It's actually in their makeup to be selfish because at the end of the day, they are the receivers. They receive. We give. We give. They receive. So we can't be careless in our giving, men. You see? We can't afford to be careless, man. We can't. Example, look what happened with Scottie Pippen and his wife. Now, his wife is bad, but his wife is known for cheating on Scottie. And you know why? We can't. Now we could say, oh, she's a strag, she's a renegade. Yeah, we might could say that, but we also have to look at that nigga. Because see, Scotty suffers from what a lot of niggas suffer from. They got certain things in order, but they are careless with other things. Things that they think is not important to women, like sex. See? See, guys like that think that they can be they can be the most boring motherfucker in the bedroom, And because they have other things lined up for them in other places, they think that those things, they think the good outweigh that one thing. So it's like, all right, I'm good mostly on this end, but I'm bad on this 15%. So I'm 85%. I'm good. So why is she worried about not coming at night? We rich, we living in this big house, we're doing all of this stuff. You own a business, all of that. But he didn't, he was careless in that department. And some women cannot deal with that. For some women, that shit is a deal breaker. So you can't be careless in that way. Just like a man can't be careless with his money. You can't sit around and think that you are not supposed to earn as a man. Even if the women call you Big Dick Daryl, you can't run around and neglect the fact that you have to earn. You can't be careless in that department. You can't say, well, man, well, they ain't hiring right now, so I'm gonna just sit around and play the game. And whenever you want your cheeks busted, I'll come and bust your cheeks, and think that that's going to satisfy your woman. Because after a while, chick a woman gonna just come out and say it. Dick ain't gonna keep the lights on, nigga. Simple. Now, am I saying we gotta be perfect and we gotta be A1? No. We have to always remain mindful, is what I'm saying, man. And as long as you always remain mindful of the things that you need to work on, you'll work on them. That's it. And when I talk to most women, because like I say, I got homegirls, and you know what they always say? I just want a nigga that's ambitious. I want a nigga that's gonna try. I want a nigga that's not gonna give up. You know why most niggas throw in the towel quick? Because they don't care. Because they don't see the value in caring. You see? You see? So we can't afford to be careless, man. Not at all. And we gotta stop that shit. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. See what's going on in the chat. Respect. Shout out to Drama Club. She said, respectfully speaking, not all women are selfish. Yes, yes, y'all are selfish. And when I say women are selfish, I'm not saying selfish with possessions. I mean selfish with as far as being receivers. Shout out to Cool Gent. Shout out to Jasmine Virgo. Shout out to my OG Muhammad is the one. Shout out to Woman of the Past. Thanks for tuning in. Volsey Thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Loneliness affects your health physically. No cap. They did studies on it. Yes, it does. Indeed. Yes, it does. But being lonely and being alone is two different things. But definitely, you're right. Loneliness definitely affects your health. What's going on, JR Meadows? Yeah, that's a fact, Volsey Thoughts. That's a fact. The pink houses is definitely like the pork and beans in Miami. That's a fact. That's one of the most dangerous housing projects in New York City. That's a fact. Indeed, that's a fact, Jasmine Virgo. It's a fact. You better go gripped up. Shout out to ISIS. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to my brother Haven. Shout out to the Thunder God, Zeus Flippy. Shout out to my brother Shug, man. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. And in case y'all ain't know, today my son' birthday too. My youngest son. He turned 10 today. And also today is Biggie's birthday, the greatest rapper of all time. Biggie Smalls. The greatest rapper come from Brooklyn. And he ain't Jay-Z. His name is Christopher Wallace. He was born today, May 21st. You know? So happy birthday to my bro Shug. Happy birthday to my idol, one of my idols, man, when I was young, the notorious B.I.G. And of course, my sonny boy. He's in bed now because he has school tomorrow. But happy birthday to my baby boy Amid. That's my baby boy. I might put up a little I might put up a little video tonight or something. I don't know. I might do it. I might not, cause the last time, I show my sons and shit. I had a lot of people attacking them, and I don't really that shit don't sit well with me, and it kind of makes me go off. And I gotta remember this is the internet, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, because I tried to be open and people sometimes people use your transparency against you know. So I'm learning to take it back a little bit. Sometimes I could be a little too transparent. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, Jasmine. Yeah, they was attacking them. Yeah, they was. It's definitely not acceptable. Definitely. But once again, You know, maybe me being too transparent could have been a form of me being too careless. You know, maybe I was being a little too careless by being a little too open and being a little too revealing. You feel me? And that shit costed me. You know, that shit put me in a bad space. You know, me being careless and having certain relationships with certain people on YouTube, you know, that shit, it I fucked myself up. My channel could have been a lot further than what it was now. You know, sometimes, man, you just get caught out there, and at that time, you know, I didn't really care. I was careless as hell. I didn't care, but I paid for it dearly, man. I paid for it dearly. And when I finally woke up and saw the effects of me being careless in that situation, I was upset with myself, but I jumped right back on it. And that's why my channel has been picking up within the past year. It's been picking up a lot. And I appreciate all of y'all. That's why, you know, I always thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. I love every comment, whether y'all talking shit or not, you know? That's a fact, Kels. That's a fact. Oh, you caught it, ISIS? You caught it? That's what's up. But yeah, they'll definitely drag your business, man. They'll, you know, people will talk about your kids. They'll do all types of shit, man. But I can't sit here and act like I wasn't on no fuck shit too, because I was at one point, you know? So the marathon continues though. Yeah, you know people be jealous. You know. But like you know, it's just me. I always gotta look at what part I played in some shit, you know, because I don't really believe in coincidences. Yeah, the YouTube streets is filthy, Jasmine. It's not even just messy, it's filthy. Yeah, kids are always off limits, definitely. But ain't no honor in it. If there's no honor in the real world streets, it's definitely ain't no honor in the YouTube streets. So kids is definitely on limits to these suckers, Kels. You know what I'm saying, sis? Kids is not off limits to these suckers. You know, that's like in, you know, why you think they killed Tony Montana? Why you think they killed Scarface? Cause he ain't want to kill women and kids. Ain't no code. Niggas be talking about all this code and ain't no code on YouTube, man. It's very few people, you know, holding down a code. You feel me? That's not, come on. I'm not even expect after what I went through, I'm not even expecting people to uphold a code. I'm not. I'm just not. To me, I would be careless to think that. If we cool, we cool. But if you ever do some fuck shit to me, just know I'm not gonna be surprised. You know? I won't be surprised. Oh yeah. Now see, but see, that's different though, ISIS. That's different. You feel me? That's different. That's different. You know, there's no code of ethics here. See, you're speaking on you speaking about some real shit. You're talking about real shit. You know, I'm talking about YouTube code. you know, that's just a fancy word that niggas like to use on YouTube. I'm not talking about that because that's real. The compensatory code is real. That's for real. And maybe if people actually follow that, they wouldn't, it will actually be a real code on YouTube. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Isis. Yeah, it is immature, woman of the past. Jealousy is immature. It is. It is. It is. It is. But jealousy is also a human trait, just like immaturity. It's like damn. It's like damn. It's messed up, but it's just something we gotta deal with. That's why men cannot afford to be careless because all of these things that y'all bringing up, it happens when I'm gonna speak for me right now. I appreciate that, Zeus. Appreciate that, DS2s. one of my main mans, man. He came up with that too, DS2s. The one who actually came up with DS1. You know, like I always say, DS1 is a crew. That's why I was DS1 Alliance when I first came on here. But I'll save that for my interview. That I will be doing tomorrow, by the way. So y'all stay tuned for that tomorrow. I will be on the Real ISIS one, and she will be interviewing me. You know, I appreciate her for that too. So y'all look forward to the promo for that. Go and check out her channel tomorrow. I think I set it for either 8:30 or 9. I'm not sure. Gotta go back to the email and look. But I will be on the Real ISIS one. She will be interviewing me tomorrow. So okay. So it's 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So it's 8:30 Eastern Time. Woman of the past said it would be nice if boys and girls separate from each other while they're growing at school. That will bring different types of jealousy, will be more competition. Oh yeah. That I'm interested. But at one point they had the schools separated where you had boys schools and just girls schools. So you think we should go back to that, woman of the past? Hey Silks, it's all good, Isis. It's all good. I know I'm gonna be on a hot seat. Okay, okay. I got you, OG. So we not gonna use the word interview. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it's gonna be 8:30 our time, Kels. So what do you think, woman of the past? Do you think we should go back to that? Oh, yes? You think we should? Okay. Yeah, I haven't either, Silks. I mean, I'm not sure either. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on either, y'all. You know, me and a couple of the bros, man, we all in a group chat. He haven't responded to the group chat or anything. Yeah, it might be that too, woman of the past. But I think too, if they were to do that, I think the benefits of them um separating the boys from the girls is the fact that they can teach the boys how to be men and teach the girls how to be women separately, without the influence of the other sex. So that's what I think. That's why I think that could be a benefit though. But that will also cost a lot of goddamn money. That's why they probably, because that'll be a whole lot of money too. Yeah, he definitely usually answers quickly, ISIS. Yeah, it's hard to find all boys schools now, woman of the past. It's hard. Just like it's hard to find all girls school. It's hard. It's because, the politicians always look to find a way to cut back on funding. And where do they cut the shit at first? Education. Whenever they say, "Oh, we're doing cuts," they go right into the education fund. Yeah, I don't know what's going on either, OG. I don't know what's going on with JT. Exactly. That's exactly why it was separated like that. In the temple schools. You had boys on one side of the school and you had girls on the other side of the school. The only thing they did together really was eat and maybe played gym, maybe. But for the most part in school, because my aunt she actually runs a school, and she's a follower of the minister Louis Farrakhan, and she runs the school. I don't know if she has it set up now where it's still separate, but when me and my cousins was younger, when we all were younger, and because my cousins they was in temple school their whole life until they got in like high school and stuff. So a lot of they when I used to come into school, they would have like dividers, and you will have the boys in class, and then on the other half of the divider it'd be the girls. So they even separated them in class. You didn't have boys sitting next to girls. In math class, it was an all boys math class. Then it was an all girls math class. Yeah. It's even like that in the temple, like how it's set up. It's like that. You have men on one side, women on the other side. The men sit with the fruits of Islam. The women sit with the MUI, the women. I mean, I can't really tell you because I didn't really participate in the school. It was my cousins. Because my mom, she grew up a Muslim, but when she got older, she shied away from it, you know? She's like one of the only my grandmother had 8 children, so she's like the only one who kind of shied away from Islam a little bit more than everybody else. Like my uncles and them, they shied away for a while, but you know, for the most part, when men have a solid foundation in something, we always tend to go back to it, you know. But all my aunts, you know, they all pretty much is still in it. You know, a lot of my cousins, they like my aunt's school just had a graduation. They just had a graduation. One of her daughters graduated from there. She's in college now. Exactly, OG. MGT, Muslim Girls Training, where they teach women how to be women. That's a sisterhood. They teach young girls how to become women, what it is to be a woman. And the FOI teach the boys. So you learn how to fight, you exercise, you work. That's what it's about, you know? If me and my cousins, no lie, if me and my cousins would have stayed, if we would have stayed in the nation and stayed active from when we was young up until we got older, we'll probably be ministers now. We'll probably be ministers. One of my cousins will probably be a captain in the FOI because my uncle is a captain. All my uncles are fruits, but my oldest uncle, he's a captain in his temple, you know? So, but a lot of our ethics and morals and the things we even live by today came from those teachings because that was our foundation. Yeah, indeed, woman of the past. Yeah, that's our foundation. And what we did was we built upon that. We grew from that. We was able to learn more. That information took us into other information. And it wanted us, it basically intrigued us to know more. Exactly. Exactly, OG. It reinforces the black nuclear family. Exactly. Exactly. And it also gave us like an extended family. You know, like when like if you were a member in the church, your church family is like an extended family. That's how it was with us in the temple. You know, it was brothers that we grew up with in the temple that, we all grown now, you know? And it's like if we all meet each other again as grown-ups, because we ain't seen each other in so many years, it'd be like a family reunion, you know? My grandmother, she has her own catering service. She cooks for the brothers in the temple. She cooks for them. When she cook, they come and buy her food. My grandmother been cooking and baking for the temple for years. She used to sew the MGT. She used to make the garments, make the head wraps. My grandmother is a genius, man. I swear. I swear I'm gonna get my grandmother a restaurant one day. I swear to God. Watch when my credit get right. I'm gonna get her a restaurant. My grandmother been cooking for them brothers for years, man. Some of they kids, some of the kids that we grew up with, they grew up on my grandmother food the same way we did. Like me and my cousins did. They was at the table eating with us. My grandmother got pictures of this stuff. So they're like our extended family. One of the FOI brothers, he owned a barbershop, so he cut our hair. Then they made the hair products, so we use their hair grease, brushes, everything, man. The same shit we talk about today is in that infrastructure in the nation. It's there. The economic blueprint for black people is in the message to the black man. It's there. Just pick it up and read it. I ain't telling you to go and follow it, but read it. Read it. It's there. And also, with my uncles being FOI, when me and my cousins was young, they they instilled in us that we couldn't be careless. They would do shit to see if we was on point. They would do little things to see if we was on point. We can't afford to be careless. Because one wrong act of carelessness could cost you and your family their life. This is just how we was raised, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Much love to everybody. Indeed. Indeed, OG. Indeed. Indeed, man. Straight halal. Straight halal. Halal soul food. That's what my grandmother make. Halal soul food. And she know how to make all types of food. It's just gonna be halal. She could make Asian food. She could do it all. West Indian, all of it. It's just gonna be halal. But shout out to everybody for tuning in tonight. Much love. And I just want to let y'all know, man, the marathon continues. The marathon continues, man. That's a fact, mom. It's a fact. Appreciate that, woman of the past, no doubt. Much love. Much love to everybody else in the chat room. Shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer. Make sure, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Tomorrow, I will be on the Real ISIS one. So y'all go ahead and hit her up. I will be over there tomorrow. That's 9:30 Central Time. That's 8:30 Eastern Time. I will be at the Real ISIS one. Um, it's my first interview in a while. So I'm looking forward to that. So y'all make sure y'all go over there, show her some support, and Stay tuned for that tomorrow. Appreciate that, Jasmine. I appreciate that. So, this is DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Remember, y'all, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. And remember, healing is not an event. It's a process. The marathon continues. Peace.